Shortly after everything began, one little god didn't like the world into which he was begotten. The sky was too dark a blue, grass, trees poking up everywhere. Who does worlds like this? And where are my fans? And why am I not the leader? This little god was an antisocial dude, vindictive, greedy, selfish. He decided to make a new reality purely for himself. So he'd be like the supreme deity, and all the others would be worshippers and kiss his heels. He sat down under a tree and meditated. In the olden days, most questions were solved like this. He sat there 1 year, 100, 1,000, came up with zip. He didn't have any special talent. He got into the pantheon of the gods by pure chance and had nothing like the oomph of the demiurge who by his own immense will created the universe. After his failure, he went mental and started to destroy everything because he decided that the existing world stood in his way and he should obliterate it and make his own on the smouldering ruins. But for some reason, the world was against this idea, and anyway, their sizes weren't exactly comparable. The little god tried hard to destroy everything in sight, spent a lot of time at it until it became clear that he was a failure here as well. At some point, the difference between his ambition and reality caused him to lose it, and he began to behave crazily. E.g., he told everyone he met that he was the essence of the most serene who created everything, the supreme deity, which other pitiful gods are unworthy to serve. He spanned them the old stories, replacing the major protagonist with his darling self, and also generated other pleasures of the clouded mind. The other gods didn't argue with a madman, and just avoided him, going like, yeah, you're the chief, well done, but now it's time to eject you because you're frightening our girls. Go away, break anything you like, just get out, okay? So, he left. But the girl said, "Oh, he doesn't fritter away his life on women and wine, oh no, and he had such a look, girls, that I nearly wet my pants when he gazed upon me, not at all like all these other pigs." Meantime, the little god started editing history. It was easy to frighten an ordinary guy into writing word for word whatever the huge immortal dude with a vicious reputation said. There was, of course, the risk of being shot down in flames by the other gods when they read their belittled parts, but generally they only neighed like asses, retelling each other these stories as jokes, but in vain, because eventually it turned out that generation after generation of people read these books and really believed in the supremacy of a madman, and even began to worship him more than the other gods. The other gods realized it too late and had to put up with him and even show respect to the little creep when they met him. But respect wasn't enough for him. What about worship? Luckily, there are a lot of barbarous countries, uncontrolled by high heaven, except for these feral totemic spirits. And so, the idea of monotheism walked onto the planet. It was a hit! No competitors! They could do anything! Burn the city, organize a flood, pit entire nations against each other in the name of the exclusive top god. It was particularly amusing to see any, even stupid orders executed immediately. Well, the main thing, finally, was that he was worshipped and no one else. Any profit in it? Oh, you bet. Since then, we've been living under the rule of a narcissistic, jealous tyrant, and for some reason, it doesn't bother anyone. It's unclear whether the world is cruel because of such a god or vice versa, and generally speaking, this is all very sad.